I'm 65 years of age. I live in Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, and I'm a Yorkshireman. We moved into Great Yarmouth from Yorkshire when I was 21, and when I was born I had a squint. Some people call it strabismus. Some people call it walleye. This was always described to me as divergent strabismus, and that's my left eye wanders away into the corner. I've not got binocular vision, I've only got monocular vision, but I use both eyes independently and not together, so I've not got stereo vision, but I can still use both eyes equally well, but separately and not together. I think I was born like it, but anyway, from being 2 years old to being 7 years old I wore glasses with a patch over my good eye to try and correct it. And then when I was 7 I had an operation in Sheffield to correct my lazy eye, as they called it, and that worked. The operation worked. I was in hospital for 10 days and bandaged up. My head was all bandaged up, and but it worked. And then in my teens, as years went on, it started to drift out again, and they said that I'd probably need another operation at a later date. Well, that never came about, because after they did all the tests and so on, they said that it would result in double vision if they corrected it, because my brain had got used to the signals that it was getting, and so they never did the second operation. They did the extensive tests, and they concluded that it wouldn't be desirable to straighten it because of the risk of double vision. Well, that's been told to me several times over my lifetime, and then recently, probably a year ago, I was sent to the hospital because I had an eye test and got glasses. I mean, I've been wearing glasses again since I was about 40, just over 40. I'd not worn glasses from the operation at 7 years old up until 40 years old, round about that. And then in 2012 I'd had problems getting glasses suitable, and the optician tried several times and tried to and made probably 3 or 4 pairs, different prescriptions, but none of them suited me, none of them were correct. And so eventually the optician gave up on me and referred me to the hospital, to the eye clinic at the hospital, where I saw Mr. Butler at the James Paget Hospital in Galston, Great Yarmouth, and he tested my eyes and he said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with your eyes, they're working perfectly. It's to do with the materials, he felt, and he felt that the optician was choosing cheaper materials because I was getting orange and blue underlines and halos with the prescriptions that he was giving me. And so anyway, the specialist at the hospital said, there's nothing wrong with your vision, Roy, it's just he believes it's down to the optician. So I went back, and while I was speaking to Mr. Butler, the consultant ophthalmologist, he said, I said, is there anything new about this squint surgery? And he said, well, things have moved on a bit, and so it might be as well to see Mr. Watson, who specialises in squint surgery at the James Paget. So in August 2012, I went to see Mr. Watson, and he did quite extensive tests and using prisms and so on, and the charts, of course. And he said, yeah, your eyesight, corrected eyesight, that is with my glasses. I mean, everything's completely blurred if I take my glasses off, but that's just an age thing. With corrected sight, my eyes are perfect, and well, my vision's perfect, should I say. And he said that he'd said that he could do the operation now, but before he did the operation, he fixed a stick-on prism, which was just like a Fresnel lens. For people who are interested in photography, it's like a series of ridges, like a series of tiny prisms vertically across the lens, and that was supposed to replicate the view I would get after surgery. And I got double vision with that prism in place, but he said persevere with it and see how you get on, and if you just can't bear it, then take off just peel off the prism if you just can't do with it. But I persevered, and I didn't drive and so on for a couple of days, but after a couple of days the double vision, whether it disappeared or whether my brain assimilated the new information, I don't know, but the double vision wasn't bothering me. That was the key to it. And I went back and reported that after about 3 weeks. I went back to another appointment, and he said, well, that's fantastic, because if you actually got rid of the double vision, that's a fantastic argument in favour of the operation. He said if you'd not been able to get rid of the double vision, then there were two alternatives, and one was something that he couldn't do at the James Paget, something that I would have had to have gone to see a chap at Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk for, and that was a Botox injection to the outside muscle of the left eye, and that would, as I understand it, that would destroy the nerve ending connection with the muscle, and my eye would collapse inwards to my nose, and then over the next week or so that would straighten itself, and during this period they would be able to assess whether or not I was able to tolerate or ignore the double vision. So anyway, it didn't come to that, but anyway, this Botox injection needs to be repeated every so often, because once the healing process takes place, incredibly the nerve endings make a new connection with the muscle, and then the eye resumes its previous position. So it's not a permanent solution, it just allows them to assess whether or not you can assimilate the double vision during this period of time between it collapsing completely in towards your nose and resuming its normal position, divergent. So anyway, none of that actually came about, and he said the prism on my glasses actually showed them that I would be, you know, suitable for surgery. So anyway, I've gone ahead with the idea, and I've had more and more tests, and they've been really, really thorough, the ophthalmologist, which is the lady who does the eye tests and the measurements, and then the ophthalmic surgeon, Mr. Watson. They've both been absolutely brilliant and taken care to explain what's going to happen. So now we're in a situation where I'm doing this video because I saw a couple of videos on YouTube and I was inspired to do my own for the same reason, because it might just help somebody who's considering it and they think they're too old or whatever, because it's usually done as a child. And the surgeon explained to me that children recover very quickly, and after a couple of weeks you wouldn't even know they'd had anything done. But adults, being what we are, we take longer to heal as you get older, and you don't heal as completely and so on. So it's a bit of suck it and see. But anyway, what Mr. Watson says he's going to do is operate on both eyes, and he's going to operate on the outside muscle of each eye. And I've seen the operation on YouTube, and it involves detaching the muscle. It involves digging underneath the conjunctiva, which is the surface sort of layer of skin which covers the muscle attachment to the eyeball, and then they sever the muscle attachment and do, according to the measurements that they've done before the operation, they will attach it again in a position further back, so that allows my eye to come in more. But Mr. Watson says they'll get a better result if they do a little bit on both eyes rather than just one eye. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to do a bilateral, what does he call it? Yeah, bilateral, oh, I've forgotten. Bilateral operation anyway, to both eyes. And that's on the outside muscle of each eye. So, and he's also going to do it on adjustable sutures, adjustable stitches, so that post-operatively, when I come round from it's a general anaesthetic I shall be having tomorrow. When I come round from the anaesthetic, they'll be able to assess my new vision at that point. Not vision so much as alignment. And because they reckon that the prescription won't alter. They're not altering the shape of my eyes, they're just altering the position of two muscles. So post-operatively they'll be able to assess the effectiveness of what they've done, and then they'll be able to fine-tune each repair on this adjustable suture. And so they'll be able to fine-tune that and then leave me for a few days. They said about a week. Well, this will be Thursday. This is the day, Thursday tomorrow, the day of the operation, which is the day before Good Friday in 2013. And this is the end of March. And then on the 2nd of April, which is the day after Easter Monday, and that's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. On Tuesday, after the operation, that's 5 days post-op, they're going to have me back in the clinic, and he says that's the last time they'll get to make any final adjustments after I've had 5 days for my eyes to settle down. That'll be the last chance they'll have to make any final adjustment before healing starts to take place. So it's all really fascinating stuff. But I just wanted to show you with my glasses on for starters, and then I'll take my glasses off and just show you the extent of my problem. I don't know if I need to come a bit closer. I can use I'm using my right eye at the moment to look at the camera, and so my left eye's gone walkabout. Now if I switch over and look at my camera with my left eye, then the right eye will go outwards. So there's the switch, and now my right eye's gone, my left eye's looking at the camera now, and then I'll switch back again to my right eye, which is the dominant eye. That's the eye that I prefer to use. I only actually use my left eye if I'm speaking to somebody alongside me and that eye is nearest to them. And when because of the embarrassment of the way my eyes look, if I look straight on, I tend to look sideways at people. I tend to not give them a full frontal, if you like. I tend to look sideways at people at whatever side they are at me, rather than look straight on like a passport photograph, because that's the point at which my strabismus is most obvious. So now I'll switch without my glasses on, and you'll perhaps be able to get a better view. I'm looking with my right eye again, which is my dominant eye at the moment, looking straight at the camera. Because I've not got my glasses on, I can only see a blurred image. But then I can switch over and look at the camera with my left eye now, and then my right eye goes out, but my vision's just as clear with either eye. It's just that I've not got the 3D, so I've not got, my eyes don't focus on the same position as each other, so I've not got the depth of 3D. So I'll put my glasses back on now because it's a bit uncomfortable. I hope you've been able to see that. Oh, I can see better now, that's better. Hope you've been able to see that, and hope it's been some interest, and I'll come back, hopefully I might be back tomorrow. I'm in hospital at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is now about 4-ish, is it? 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish? No, 20 past 4. It's 4:30 now in the afternoon on Wednesday, so I go in for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, Thursday, and I'll either come back and do another bit of video just to let you see the effects of the operation, because he reckons I'll have 2 shiners, so I'll have 2 black eyes to show you maybe, but he reckons that it's not pain so much as discomfort, a bit like when you get something in your eye. And it'll be a general anaesthetic, so I'm not really, if I'm honest, I'm not really looking forward to the general, but I'd rather be asleep when they're pulling me about than awake. So I'll come back to you again either later tomorrow, when I get home after the operation, to show you exactly how it is new, and then anyway the day after or a couple of days after. So I'll just keep you posted as things change. Thanks very much for your interest, and I hope it's been helpful. Bye for now.